In this video, I'm going to do a university review of University at Buffalo, which is a public university founded in 1846. It is also known as SUNY at Buffalo. I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of this university. Also, we'll be discussing about the acceptance rate for this university, covering the tuition fees as well as the living expense of the university. Also, we will be talking about the ranking of the university and why you should join this university and why you should not join this university. So make sure you watch this video till the end, because this video is gonna cover everything which is important for you to know about University at Buffalo. So let's get started now. If you guys have any kind of questions or queries, make sure you're gonna comment down below, because I reply back to all the comments. Talking about the ranking of University at Buffalo, University at Buffalo is ranked 76th in National University Ranking List by US News in 2025. It is also globally ranked on 327th position by US News. It has been ranked on 61st position for computer science by US News. Talking about csranking.org, it has ranked it on 45th position for computer science. So talking about the fees for master's students, specifically for international students who are planning to join UB, I have categorized the tuition cost in 5 categories: for graduate, MArch, MBA, MSW and law. For graduate students, the tuition fees would be roughly around $24,990. For MArch, it will be $27,320. For MBA, it will be $27,530. For MSW, it would be $27,320. And for law, it would be $31,470. So this is the tuition fees for your entire course. And talking about the academic excellence fee, it would be $626 for all the courses. The student activity fee would be roughly around $170 for all the courses. The comprehensive fees would be roughly around $2,424. For the living expense, for the room cost, it would vary person to person depending upon the type of room you want to afford, but it would go from $10,000 to $12,000 for your entire course, as the room cost near University at Buffalo area is very low, so you can really get good deal and very low cost compared to the national average of the US. Talking about the meal expenses, it could vary again person to person, but would go roughly around $3,000 to $4,000 for everyone. And if you happen to buy any books, course materials or any supplies, that could again count up to $1,000 to $1,500. Personal expense could roughly go around $1,500 to $2,000. Talking about the transportation expenses, it could vary again person to person, but could be roughly around $2,000. DL fee would be $220 for all the courses. So talking about the total cost of attendance for all the courses, it would vary from $45,000 and could go up to $57,000. Talking about the tuition cost for undergrad students, specifically for international students, your per year tuition cost would be roughly around $27,000, and your academic excellence fees would be $626. Academic fee would be $212. Comprehensive fees would be roughly around $3,000. The room cost would vary depending upon the type of room you would take, but since at UB the room rent is less, so you can assume your room cost to be around $6,000 to $9,000 per year, and the meal cost would go around from $3,000 to $7,000 depending upon how much you want to spend. The books, course materials, supplies and equipment depends upon what exactly you're trying to buy, but you can estimate it to be roughly around $1,000 to $1,500. Personal expenses could go up to $2,000. Transportation expenses could be again roughly around $2,500. DL fee would be $72. So the total estimated tuition cost, including the living expense and all other expense, could go from $45,000 to $55,000 per year for the undergrad students. The admission requirement for undergrads are as follows. SAT or ACT is optional, but I would recommend you, if your marks is less and you think you might not get an admit from UB, then you can definitely give SAT or ACT to improve your chances of acceptance. English proficiency exams like TOEFL, IELTS are required for non-native speakers. High school transcripts are also required, and the minimum GPA to get an admit from UB is 3 out of 4. 3 LORs are also required while applying to UB. SOP is also required. And the acceptance rate for undergrad students is roughly around 69%, so you can assume like every 2 out of 1 student who's gonna apply to University of Buffalo is gonna get an admit. Now let's talk about the admission requirement for graduates or master's students. GRE is required for most of the courses. English proficiency exams like TOEFL, IELTS are required for non-native speakers. Undergrad transcripts are required. 3 LORs you would need. It could be from your previous work experience or academic experiences, or it could be any research experience as well. You can get LOR from there as well. So, one SOP is also required while applying for UB. The acceptance rate for master's students is roughly around 38%. Depending upon the competitiveness of the course, the acceptance rate can go down as well. Talking about the pros and cons of the university, the first pro is that it has an affordable tuition as well as live-in expenses. So that makes it pretty much affordable and budget-friendly university for anyone looking for a university which doesn't have high tuition cost. As well as it does offer scholarships, and I will be attaching links for scholarship in the description below, so do check out that. The second pro of joining university at Buffalo is that it has a very strong STEM and business programs. It is very well reputed specifically for STEM and business programs. The third pro of joining university at Buffalo is that it is very easy to get part-time on-campus jobs at university at Buffalo for those students who are interested in doing part-time on-campus jobs. Now, talking about the cons of the university and why you should not join this university is the weather conditions. It has severe cold and harsh winters. There is a lot of snowfall in the area. So yeah, the weather condition is not that good if you don't like snow much. The second con of UB is it has limited public transport available. The third con is somehow I have heard from some students that there are some areas which are not that safe to live in. So if you're planning to join UB, then make sure that you're not gonna live in those areas, and definitely live in those areas where most of the students are living and try to be safe. So that's it from my side. I hope you like this video, and if you have any question related to this university or any other university, make sure you're gonna comment down below. Also, before going, make sure that you're going to hit the like, subscribe, as well as notify icon so that I am able to make more such videos. Thank you very much for watching the video.